It's just nobody again. It is 6:40 in the morning, and I want to tell you why you should find your passion, make it plan, stick to it, and then push yourself to your limits. I'm gonna tell you why. Um, Here's what. If you're in your 20s, let's just say that you work at a supermarket as a part-time job, right? Maybe you're in college. Maybe you're just 21 years old, 22 years old. You're in college, right? Having fun. Cool. You maybe you can play video games for a couple hours a day. Doesn't matter, right? Maybe you can scroll on Instagram for a couple hours a day. It doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Maybe you can watch YouTube videos, random YouTube videos for a couple hours a day. It doesn't matter, right? Maybe maybe you want to watch, you know, maybe you want to watch videos on Pornhub. It doesn't matter, right? You're horny, right? You justify that, right? Doesn't matter. Cool. Maybe you want to hang out with your friends, right? Maybe you want to go maybe you want to go dancing. Maybe you want to go to a fucking coffee shop. It doesn't matter, right? You want to have fun, right? You have all the time in the whole world to do what you want, but instead you do all that, right? You do all that as a distraction, right? But what if you put maybe what if you dedicated all that time and energy to build your brand? Maybe you want to build a brand. Maybe you want to build a clothing brand. Maybe you want to make music. Maybe you want to paint. Maybe you want to build a fucking house. Maybe you want to build a fucking car. Maybe you want to build a fucking, you know, let's say maybe you want to maybe you want to build instruments for a living, right? Maybe that's your passion, right? But you don't do it, right? Because it's hard, right? Because it gets lonely, and you don't want to be lonely, right? You want to be with your friends having fun, right? But you have all the time and energy in the whole world to do so, right? You you can actually build a clothing brand and then fail and do it all over again because you have the time and energy. You're not gonna have the time and energy in your 30s and in your 40s and in your 50s because you have all the obligations in the whole world. It's like you have a family. It's like you have kids to take care of. It's like you gotta take your kids. You gotta wake your kids up in the morning. You gotta feed them breakfast. You gotta take them to school. You gotta go to your job. Maybe you work at a bank for a couple of hours, for maybe 6, 7, 8 hours a day, right? And then you gotta pick your kids up from school, right? And then you gotta take them home, and then you gotta maybe, you know, uh, you know, prepare lunch or dinner or something like that. But the point is, you're not gonna have the time. You're not gonna have the time. You're not gonna have the energy because you're working yourself to death. What if you did something that mattered right now so you can actually make a living out of your thing, right? Because I think you're gonna be a lot happier if you made a little bit of money out of your thing than just make a bunch of money out of something that doesn't matter, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a nobody. A an inspiring musician who is working on this song, and it's gonna come out in 18 days, and you're gonna love it. So, subscribe to the channel, right, to see how it turns out. I'll see you guys in the next video.